All right, good afternoon, everybody. Let's go ahead and start right on time. Man, this is an enormous room, and everybody sat in the back. But this session is dive into hybrid scenarios with Office 365 and SharePoint. So my name is Bill Baer. I'm a product manager in our SharePoint product group. Joining me today is Seshamani. He's a principal program manager in our SharePoint and OneDrive product group, and I'll allow him to introduce himself very quickly.
Hello, everyone. Good afternoon, everyone. How is everybody doing? Good? I know you guys all had big lunch, so I'm hoping we'll energize a little bit more. I'm Sesha Mane. I'm a principal program manager in the SharePoint and OneDrive product team. And my team takes care of the cross-premises scenarios, such as hybrid, where you have on-prem and in the cloud, as well as multi-premises in the cloud, which I'll talk about it in this session towards the end. And I'll turn it over to Bill to continue the session.
Great, thanks. And we also have a very special customer with us that joined us today. So we're very privileged to have a customer join us for our presentation. That would be Eskil Solvang, who will be joining us, a principal analyst for IT architecture at Statoil. And they're going to share some amazing stories about what they've been able to accomplish with hybrid and some demonstrations this afternoon as well. So from an agenda perspective, we're going to talk about the what and why of hybrid. So why is hybrid important to us? Why is hybrid important to you? And what exactly is hybrid? We'll also talk about how you can empower your users with some of the modern apps and experiences that we've delivered in Office 365 over the course of the past 18 months. And many of you are probably familiar with those. You've seen the new team site experience. You've seen communication sites. And you definitely want to take advantage of some of the new tech we're delivering in the service. We'll also talk about hybrid search and taxonomy and directionally what we've done with those. We'll talk, lastly, about multi-geo and hybrid together, and this is going to be a pretty exciting part of the session. We've got some great demonstrations that Sesha will provide related to that scenario. So without further ado, let's just go ahead and dive right in and first start talking about the what and why of hybrid. First of all, what is hybrid? Well, we think of hybrid as being the connective tissue between Office 365 and SharePoint on premises. If you think back to 2013, when we first invested in some of our early hybrid scenarios, really they were predicated with migration in mind. So we really built those hybrid scenarios around a migration scenario. And over the course of the past year and a half, we've turned things around and we decided we need to think about hybrid differently. Let's take migration out of the picture of the hybrid scenario and really let's focus on how do we bring value back to our customers. So as opposed to bringing you to the cloud, migration, we're going to bring the cloud to you. And that's our new hybrid story. And it's largely a story of coexistence, giving you that single pane of glass to where you can manage both content and people across Office 365 and SharePoint on premises. When you think about why hybrid, well, 60% of our on-prem customers or more are already doing hybrid scenarios. And we're seeing that rate increase exponentially, day over day, week over week, month over month, year over year. We're seeing more and more customers adopt hybrid because migration's not always a wholesale proposition. You can't just lift 40 terabytes and bring it to the cloud overnight. You have to rationalize that data, understand what data is best suited for the cloud, understand how you're going to address the intelligence investments that we've brought into Office 365 and how you're going to interact with your data from a cloud intelligence and machine learning perspective. So there's a lot to think of in a migration scenario. Hybrid provides that first step into bringing cloud capabilities to you, and it also allows you to take advantage of cloud capabilities a la carte. Customers who also implement hybrid are seeing higher rates of usage than a traditional customer. And that's just a classic example of context switching. If you think about what context switching is, if I walked into my organization today and just laid down a piece of paper with a new URL on it and a new set of credentials and told them that's how they're going to have to start using collaborative tools or that's how they're going to have to start accessing their content, while at the same time not retiring the existing system that they've been using for years, they'll continue to use the existing system. We're creatures of habit. Many of us open Outlook as the very first thing that we do each day. And if I walked into the business and said, Sesha, you can't use Outlook anymore, you have to use a different tool, but I didn't take Outlook away, Sesha would still use Outlook every day. So if you continue to provide that functionality that they've become accustomed to, they'll continue to use it. Again, because they don't like the context switch. What hybrid does is it mitigates that context switch. You abstract the cloud and you allow them to work in familiar ways that they're accustomed to and they've always been able to. And that's what delivers higher usage amongst hybrid customers, because you're just introducing a familiar set of tools. Everything is seamless. They're still clicking on the same buttons and progressing through the same actions and gestures as they would any other day, but they're being taken to a new destination without having to think about it. So you take the thought process out. And really what hybrid benefits them for is anywhere, anytime access to content. One of my favorite things, because guess what? Connectivity is ubiquitous today, and we don't even think about it. That's how ubiquitous it's become. When we pick up our phone in the morning and we travel from where we came from to Ignite, connectivity was ubiquitous and constant that whole time, but we never thought about it. We never stopped to think. I was on my home internet connection, Wi-Fi, wired, whatever you may have. I drove to the airport. I had 3G, LTE, or 4G. I arrived at the airport. I had wireless connectivity again. Perhaps my flight was equipped with wireless connectivity. My destination airport had wireless. When I was in the taxi going to the hotel, I had 3G, 4G, LTE. And when I arrived at the hotel, I had connectivity again via their wireless network. The one constant throughout those 7 networks during your travels to Ignite was the data that you were accessing. And that's a huge benefit because you can stay productive regardless of your device, regardless of your location. So ubiquitous connectivity is really what you can deliver via hybrid scenarios. Also, seamless integration with familiar tools. You're not context switching them. You're not telling them to use a new tool. You're giving them access to a familiar tool, but you're doing it in a way to where it's seamless. And then lastly, you get all of the enterprise-grade security, compliance, and IT controls that we deliver in Office 365. If you were at our session yesterday afternoon, Navjot and I covered in depth some of the security investments we're making and some that we have. And Sesha today is going to show you some great compliance solutions, particularly when we get into multi-geo scenarios.
Okay. Go ahead.
And for scenarios and benefits, how can you take advantage of hybrid, or why would you want to take advantage of hybrid? Well, there's 2 ways to think about hybrid. One, you're looking to move to Office 365, and you want to migrate to Office 365. There's a session at 4 o'clock today on our free, simple, and fast migration tool to help you get there. Hybrid can be a bridge between on-premises and the cloud as you walk your way through that migration. And it allows that connectivity between your 2 environments throughout that process. Or for many customers, as research has told us, they just choose to implement a hybrid model and stay that way. Perhaps the only thing you want is OneDrive for Business because you want to give data mobility to your users. And you want to do it in a way that's secure, that's integrated with your environment and your tools, as well as being able to make best advantage of our tools as well. So there's 2 ways to think about hybrid. I'm migrating to Office 365, and this is going to be an interim bridge that gets me connected while my users are transitioning to our service in the cloud, or I just want to deliver some capability back to my organization a la carte from Office 365. So I'm going to stay in a hybrid state. Perhaps I have data sensitivity or sovereignty concerns. I'm concerned about corporate or regulatory compliance, or lastly, I have a significant investment in on-prem customizations that can't be readily migrated. So there's an opportunity there for you to maximize ROI on your existing investments while at the same time not getting left behind with the modern scenarios that exist in Office 365. And strategically, as we shift into the next portion of the conversation, if you think about the strategic path going forward, there's this digital data growth, there's data discovery, and now we're embarking on this journey of data residency. So from a digital data growth, we are really emphasizing the team site, the collaborative experience. It's really taking the content and bringing the content into Office 365, collaborating against it using some of our modern tools, whether that's team sites or OneDrive for Business. Data discovery becomes the aspects of how do I find the data that I've just brought to the cloud via digital data growth. And then lastly, the next path or the next step on this journey, the next bus stop, as an example, is going to be the data residency path. And that's what we're going to show you a lot of today. So with that as a backdrop, I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to Sesha, who's going to walk through some of the scenarios and workloads.
Thank you, Bill. So as Bill talked about, the strategic path forward has 3 main pillars. And throughout this rest of the session, we will take each pillar and then go deeper in each of the specific pillar. So before we get into that, each of the pillar, I just want to first start with the landscape of hybrid capabilities. It's very close to the title of the session itself. This is actually a one slide that you want to take a picture of, because it covers pretty much all the comprehensive hybrid capabilities that we have in Office 365 and SharePoint Online. We look at it in 3 layers of capabilities. The first and foremost, starting from the top, is the app discovery. As you know, today, apps ecosystem is growing, and everyone wants to be able to access something by app. There's an app for everything. In Office 365, the way you navigate across your different apps is using the app launcher, Office 365 app launcher, otherwise known as the waffle at the top left. Now, in the hybrid capability, we want to bring that experience to the hybrid users as well, so that from the get-go, with no friction and with no context switch, the on-prem users, your on-prem users, can start using or start familiarize themselves to the app launcher experience. If you go next step, next layer is the apps itself. Like, what are all the apps that are available with the hybrid capability? So, for example, OneDrive for Business, it is a hybrid OneDrive for Business capability is available. That means OneDrive for Business is in the cloud in Office 365, while your on-premises users can continue to use their intranet sites and extranet sites in on-premises. So they will have the hybrid connectivity mainly for the OneDrive for Business experience. They can start their day just going to the team site or portal site that they normally do, but when they click on the OneDrive experience, it will take them to the Office 365 OneDrive experience. So that's what we mean by hybrid OneDrive for Business. Now, Yammer is exactly the same thing. They can start in their on-premises team site. They will have the app launcher where there will be an Yammer experience. I will show you a demo in a minute. Then they click the Yammer tile. It will take them to the Yammer experience in the cloud. Similarly, Sites, Office 365 Video, and Dell are also capable of hybrid connectivity from on-premises to the cloud. So that's the apps layer. The bottom layer is the data discovery. As you know, SharePoint is underpinned with core services, such as the search experience, taxonomy services experience, as well as governance-related experiences, such as auditing and other aspects. So we do offer hybrid capabilities even in that underpinning services as well. So that goes against the harnessing your knowledge in your enterprise. So those are the 3 main layers where the hybrid capabilities are available today for the SharePoint and Office 365. Now let's take each pillar and then dive a little bit deeper. So I'm going to start with empowering your hybrid users with the modern cloud-born applications and experiences. Now, what I mean by that, let's take an example. App Launcher that I talked about. So App Launcher is actually the cloud-born Office 365 experience. However, for the hybrid capabilities, for hybrid users to take advantage of the Office 365 services, while they continue to use on-premises, we brought in that experience to on-premises as well. As you see on the picture on the right-hand side, there is a Yammer tile, OneDrive tile, Sites, as well as Dell and Video. And the way it is got introduced in on-premises team site is you configure your on-premises form for the hybrid app launcher experience. And then also, not only like every user has to get this experience, you can choose to start with 10 users as a pilot users, give them experience, and then gradually roll out this experience to rest of your organization. Another 100 users, 1,000 users, and so on. Okay? So that's the hybrid app launcher experience itself. As it's highlighting here what the experience looks like for the end user. Now let me go to the next one, which is, as you saw in yesterday's Jeff's keynote, we introduced communication sites. How many of you were there in Jeff's keynote yesterday on SharePoint and OneDrive? Many of you. You guys all like communication sites? The beautiful, stylish portal sites that you can now build? Yeah? Yeah? Okay. So when we built that experience, we also thought about how do we help, how do we make sure that is also possible for on-premises hybrid users as well. So that's where connecting that experience from your on-premises through hybrid sites experience is possible. You can empower your hybrid users in on-premises with the same modern sites creation experience while they can start from their on-premises itself. Let me actually show you what that looks like when this end user actually starting this. And then I will touch base on how to configure this experience as well. So here I am. I'm logged in as a user Sesha who's a US user right here. And this is my SharePoint 2013, by the way. As you can see at the right at the top, we have the suite nav links. That means it is actually a SharePoint 2013 environment. And I also have, if you notice at the top left, the app launcher experience right there. This is because my admin has configured the hybrid app launcher experience in this particular SharePoint 2013 form and made me as one of the hybrid audience user. And that's the reason why I'm able to now get this nice looking app launcher experience right in my on-premises team site. Okay? I can go ahead and click on any of these tiles to get access to those cloud experiences. As long as my admin has configured single sign-on from my on-premises to the cloud, as an end user, I will be getting single signed in to that experience. Now here I actually wanted to also show you, notice the last two tiles that looks like a wind energy project sites. These are actually custom tiles that my organization, Contoso Energy, has exposed for my organization users. Because admins can now add custom tiles in Office 365, and those tiles will also be exposed to the hybrid users as well. Not only your Office 365 users, but also to the hybrid users as well. So that's the reason why we call this hybrid extensible app launcher. So you can actually extend it for showcasing custom tiles, such as your on-premises apps you might have, let's say HR apps you want to simply link to. You can just add a custom tile in Office 365, and it will show up for your hybrid users. So that covers the app launcher experience. Now let me switch gears to the sites experience that I talked about. So here I am. I'm going to go ahead and try to share this particular site. And let's say I wanted to share with my colleague, Bob, as well as I wanted to share with my other colleague, Melissa. So this is my on-prem team site. It's a very simple experience to share their sites with those colleagues. Not only that, now I wanted to go ahead and create a new project for wind energy, and I want to bring those colleagues to that project as well. My admin has exposed this self-service site creation link for me on the left-hand panel. So I can go ahead and click on that link. Just watch what happens when I actually click on that link itself. So here, it actually takes me to this modern site creation experience that we actually showed you yesterday. This is, you can create a team site, or you can actually create a communication site right here. So in this example, I'm going to go ahead and click on communication site. Because it's a wind energy project, I'm going to go ahead and give a name for, let's say, wind energy accessories. So now I'm actually creating a communication site, and I'm going to give a quick description. This is for windmills accessories. And then also I can choose a classification as general purpose, and then go ahead and click finish. In a minute or two, now the communication site is actually getting created, and I will be able to share the site with my colleagues, the one I said, which is Melissa, as well as Bob as well. So let me go ahead and create Bob. So here we go. I wanted to share with Bob as well as Melissa as well. Now, if you noticed, from the experience point of view for end user, there is really no difference in terms of sharing. I just created a site. I wanted to bring in my colleagues that I normally work with in my on-premises, and I can share with them. Mainly, it is possible because my admin has configured the necessary synchronizations from on-prem to the cloud, so all the users exist in the cloud as well as in on-prem, so I can get, as an end user, a seamless experience. And that's pretty much it. Now I actually have a brand new site. I can now share with the colleagues that I want to collaborate with. I can get going with my project itself. You guys like it? Simple experience, yeah? Okay. Let me actually show how did I get this experience as an end user. So for that, I'm going to switch as an admin and then show you how does that experience actually comes into life. Go. Here I am logging into that same Office, the SharePoint 2013 form. This page should be very familiar for all of you, our central admin page in 2013. And I wanted to configure this 2013 form for my hybrid experience. The way I would do that is I go to my Office 365 tenant. So here I have this Office 365 tenant logged in as the Office 365 global admin. And if you notice at the top bottom of the left, let me zoom in, there is actually a configure hybrid options that we have introduced. And this is a single place. As an admin, you can go and click on that configure hybrid, which will help you configure any hybrid scenarios for your on-premises form. And all it takes is, let me actually zoom out of it, click configure hybrid. There is a simple link that allows you to download a one-click app, run once app. Here we go. So once I click on that app, it's going to actually pop up an experience like showing me, here is the list of hybrid scenarios that are possible for me for this particular form. Now, this used to be a 20-page white paper. You have to be a PhD in SharePointology to actually configure hybrid. But that's no longer the case. With this simple configuration wizard, now you have the ability to simply configure, just select which hybrid scenario you want. Now, in this list itself, it starts with hybrid OneDrive for Business at the top, and then hybrid sites, hybrid business-to-business sites. And then notice there is an option for hybrid self-service creation sites. So that's exactly what my admin has configured for this form in order to give me that self-service site creation with the modern experience. So I can select this scenario, click Input Parameters. Here, it actually gives me the flexibility of which web app I want to expose that self-service site creations. Because in on-premises form, you will have many different web apps, and you may not want to touch your HR web app, but you're OK to start with your IT web app and see how the experience looks like, right? So it allows you to pick which particular web app you want to expose this self-service creation experience. So you can select that web app there itself, and then click OK. It will configure that particular web app for your self-service. All you have to do is expose that link that I showed you for self-service site creation sign-up page, and then make sure your users that you want for hybrid audience, which I will show you here. So right here, there is a hybrid audience page configuration that you can show them. Right here, I have a select audience for hybrid features. So you can specify, use a specific audience, and then you can create an audience, as I'm assuming many of you are already aware what an audience is in on-prem. Create a hybrid audience, just configure it here, and then it will ensure only those users who are part of that hybrid audience will get this app launcher and the hybrid self-service site creation experience. That's how you configure your on-premises form to get this modern sites experience itself. Make sense? Yeah? OK. So let me just quickly go through a few other slides just to finish off how do we ensure the modern cloud-born experiences and applications you can now expose to your on-premises. The next one I would talk about is OneDrive for Business. As you saw in that screen of hybrid list of scenarios, the first one was hybrid OneDrive for Business. If you select that option, it will configure your on-premises 2013 form, having OneDrive for Business in the cloud and the rest of them in on-premises. The users who are part of that hybrid audience will now click on the OneDrive. It will actually take them to the cloud OneDrive for Business. And I'll show you that demo towards my next topic itself. The next particular app is, let me just quickly do the profile redirection. Now, this is about providing your users richer profile experience. The one you saw, when you're seeing on the right-hand side is the Dell profile experience, so that rather than having their old on-premises UPA-like experiences, they will actually get, the hybrid users will get the richer experiences in the cloud. So even when they are in on-premises team sites and they click About Me, or if I am a hybrid user and Bill is the pure on-premises user, if he clicks on my name in the on-premises team side, they will get redirected to Sesha's Dell profile in the cloud, because Sesha has been marked as part of the hybrid audience user. So that's what we mean by profile redirection. The another common use case is you want to add custom profile properties. I'm sure many of you might have added already in on-premises custom profile properties in your UPA. You may want to expose the same properties for your SharePoint Online profile as well. And we do have a bulk CSOM API that you can call in and publish these custom properties, let's say from your HR apps in your on-premises or SAP apps in on-premises, custom properties into the SharePoint Online itself. And those will show up in this Dell profile too. So you get a consistent and cohesive experience. Doesn't matter whether Sesha is a hybrid user or Bill is the on-premises user, you will get the consistent, cohesive experience and the list of attributes for your users. Okay? So that's the another profile redirection aspect. The third one I will call out is the extranet sites. How many of you have configured on-premises extranet sites with all the security filter and so on? Okay. So you know that it is a pretty expensive as well as time-consuming and resource-intensive process. We believe Office 365 is actually the logical place where you would want to keep those external-facing sites. The reason for that is these are all external users. They actually don't belong to your organization. And in order to bring them in to your on-premises sites, I'm sure you would have poked a hole in your firewall. You have had a lot of conversation with your security folks. And you have to sign in your blood saying, yes, I know they are coming and accessing only SharePoint, no other app, right? All those hurdles that you have to go through just to give them access to a SharePoint site, correct? Instead, if you have those sites in the cloud in Office 365 SharePoint Online and let them access those sites directly in the cloud and then go away from there, they never come to your firewall. They never have to come and access any of your on-premises systems. So that's why we believe the hybrid external sites is another logical path for you to take in the cloud itself. Now, where we are saying specifically here, though, is you can use the hybrid sites experience, the one I will show you in the next demo, where you can actually see the full list of sites. It doesn't matter whether the sites live in on-prem or in the cloud, right in the SharePoint home itself, which is powered in Office 365. So you take advantage of the Office 365 modern experience, at the same time, continue to satisfy your common business use cases, like external-facing sites needs to be there, and some of the partnership managers that work in your organization can now continue to access and create those external-facing sites. They actually don't care whether it is in on-prem or in the cloud. They just want to get their job done, right? So as the IT admin, I believe we have the choice, and I think especially for these external scenarios, logically makes sense to put them in the Office 365. So that kind of summarizes how we can empower your hybrid users with these modern cloud-born apps and the experiences itself. Now we'll get into the next main topic, which is about harnessing the collective knowledge with the hybrid search and taxonomy. I'll turn it over to Bill to take care of that particular pillar.
Sure, thank you, Sasha. That was great. So on the search side, we've taken a different approach as related to search when it comes to hybrid scenarios. Many of you are probably familiar with, if you've been with the SharePoint family for any amount of time, the scenarios that we introduced in the past, the inbound topology, the outbound topology, and the bidirectional topology from a search perspective. And if you think about what those represented, it was all about query federation. So effectively, a user was composing a query, and that query was sent to two different places. It was sent to Office 365, and it was sent to your index on premises. And then results were returned across those two different indexes in separate result blocks. So you weren't working with a monolithic entity. You were working against two discrete data silos, and you had no opportunity to rationalize them as if they were a single entity. And by rationalizing them, that's the act of refining and working with that data. So content in the cloud didn't have a relationship to content on premises because they were in two separate indexes. So there was no affinity between those two documents. There was no affinity between the users. So when you did search, you weren't getting any kind of contextual discovery. You weren't getting any kind of relevance. Hybrid search today through the Cloud Search Service application, which we introduced in the August 2015 CU for SharePoint Server 2013, which is natively available to SharePoint Server 2016, addresses those challenges. One, it provides a unified result set. When you crawl your on-premises content using our Cloud Search Service application, we pipe that data or ingest that metadata into the Office 365 index that's associated with your tenant. So now you're searching against one index. And by searching against one index, it opens up a number of opportunities. One, you get a single result set back. So you can refine across those. Documents, regardless of where they live, on-prem or in the cloud, have affinity to one another, which means you can refine them as the monolithic entity. But lastly, one of the biggest benefits is you can take advantage of the power of the Office Graph and Office Delve, because now that the metadata that defines that document, the structured data that surrounds the unstructured data, actually resides in Office 365, where the graph can take advantage of it and provide you the opportunity to use capabilities like Delve. The first day we announced Office Delve, the first question was, when do I get that on premises? Some things can't be put in a box. Machine learning and cloud intelligence aren't things that you could put in a box. But we did deliver it through hybrid. And the beauty part about it is regardless of where the content is on-prem or in Office 365, through cloud hybrid search, they can use the Delve application now on iOS devices or whatever device they may have and actually discover that information via the app. And very similarly, with hybrid taxonomy, This is another opportunity for us to help address some of the scenarios our customers have been asking for. And this is one of the more recent hybrid investments that we've made on that data discovery side. And really what it provides is unified taxonomy and, as of the June public update and cumulative updates respectively, content types. So you were able to move your taxonomy to Office 365 and then leverage it against both your on-prem and cloud environments. And now we've extended that support this summer to content types as well. This is an important hybrid investment for a number of reasons. Is one, many customers use metadata in their organization. I'm sure all of you have some metadata that you've created or used within your organization. You probably have metadata or terms such as classified. And when you move to Office 365, as you were migrating, you decided, I'm going to create the same term in Office 365, classified. And that way, when my content gets there, it's just going to inherit that particular term. Well, the problem is while the human readable definition of your term is classified, behind the scenes, because we're SharePoint and we're famous for using GUIDs for just about everything that we do, every term has a GUID associated with it. So they're all unique. So regardless if the name's same on-prem and in the cloud, they have different names. Hybrid taxonomy helps align that to where you can bring your taxonomy with you, and everything maintains its identifiers. So you don't lose that, and that's an important for migration. So not only is hybrid taxonomy important for customers who want to take advantage of the cloud moving forward, but if you're migrating to Office 365, I recommend one of the first things that you do is set up hybrid taxonomy from a preservation perspective. So with that said, on Harness Collective Knowledge, I'd like to invite Eskil to the stage so we can talk a little bit about Statoil's implementation, as well as get a great demonstration of what they're doing. Eskil? Thanks for joining us today. It's great having you here. Can you tell me just a little bit about Statoil and your decision to move to Office 365, what you saw in Office 365 that compelled you to take that journey?
Sure. So Statoil is an international energy company with operations in more than 30 countries. We're headquartered in Norway, and we're listed on the Oslo and New York stock exchanges. And we have around 20,500 employees in Statoil, as well as many contractors. We have workers onshore, offshore, and we produce a lot of information, and we also need to find that. So when it comes to Office 365, we considered that, or started implementing that a couple of years ago. And the first wave was the Office 365 Pro Plus applications, OneDrive for Business, and Exchange Online. And then what do you do with a SharePoint environment? We have a large SharePoint environment. So, and we also had outdated search engine technology. Should probably have been sent to a museum or something. So that's when we start looking at Office 365. It enables secure and effective work both inside our organization and with external business partners. So that's one of the main reasons. And that also underpins our IT strategy of enabling an efficient workday for our users. Secondly, we also have a cloud-first IT strategy. So
great, okay.
So in that sense, Office 365 was a natural choice for us.
What were, can you share with us what are some of the initial hiccups? Because any of projects like this, when you are introducing a change, right, there's always some challenges along with it. So can you share with us what some of those challenges that you ran into, and how did you manage to get out of them?
Yeah, sure. So one big challenge in the first place is that the sheer volume of information that we have. We have like 15,000 on-premises site collections on 8, 9, 10 farms. And moving that to Office 365 it's not possible overnight, like you mentioned, Bill. So So that's why we have decided to take this search-first approach to moving to Office 365.
So a big part of your strategy then is just the volume of data, the number of farms you have. That search was that key workload that you really wanted to try to drive into the service first, because discovery is obviously important. You need to be able to find content. So that's, tell me a little bit about your implementation. How did you know, your search implementation?
So we've been a small team, just 4 people, and we've been working for less than a year from we started until we have indexed 25 million on-premises hybrid items.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a lot.
That's a lot, yeah.
And we also deliver these improvements incrementally. So every 3rd week, we release new functionality to our users. So from we first connected our hybrid crawler to the tenant, and until we could search, it took a matter of 3 to 4 weeks.
Right. Nice.
Yeah, and then we built on this. Yeah. We've added more content sources, added more metadata and display templates as we have made progress.
Progress on it.
That's exciting. So 4 people were able to build out this hybrid environment. It took 1,000 developers for us to build hybrid search.
Yeah, we're very thankful.
So, you know, a picture's always worth 1,000 words, right? That's the old saying. Would you mind showing us a little bit of what you have done at Statoil with your hybrid environment?
Sure. So what you see here is Entry. This is our internet portal. And this is where most users start their workday. This is also the place where they start to search. Entry contains news articles, information about our organization and how we work. And a couple of weeks ago, I read a news article about digital transformation. Statoil is, like most companies here on Ignite, going through a digital transformation phase. And I remember I saw this article about the Statoil Academy. So I simply go to the search box on top, type Statoil Academy, and hit search. And now I'm going to do a switch to the search results. As you can see, we open the search results page in a different tab. Yeah. So basically, we've connected the hybrid search to our internet portal. And we want this to be the unified search experience across on-premises content and cloud content. As you can see here, I search for Digital Academy. And like the web search engines, we created this news block on top of the search results page. So the article I was looking for is actually this one. If I scroll further down, you can also see that this is the landing page on our internet portal for the Digital Academy. By the way, we are also looking into HoloLens and see how we can use that.
Excellent. Nice.
Yeah. And this is a live preview of the on-premises internet portal page. We've also included the metadata. So these are crawl properties that we have mapped, and we can click on these and engage and do new searches to find other articles on the same topic. And if I scroll further down, you will also see that we have some results from SharePoint Online. So in this case, this is the SharePoint Online site.
Yes, yeah.
In the same search result as our internet portal news articles. And I think this is the core of hybrid search. Allows us to find relevant content across different sources in one experience.
That's actually excellent.
This actually has a $1 plus. Like this took a lot of effort for them to get here. And as Skill was saying, it's actually for the end user, it doesn't matter where the content lives, but you want to give them the seamless single aggregated results for them. That's awesome.
That's true. So I got one more example.
Yeah, let's see. Sure.
Yeah, when we, I can just do it right away. Permit vision, that is an internal application. And when we analyze the query logs every month, we notice that people search for applications and tools.
Okay.
So they use the internet portal as a start button for internal web applications.
Nice, interesting.
And this one appeared in the query logs in June and actually was on the top 10 list in August.
Wow, that's nice.
So when I search for permit vision, you will see that we have added a shortcut to the tool so the user can open that tool. We have a news article. And then, thanks to hybrid search, we have also included learning courses from our learning management system. This is not a SharePoint-based learning management system, but we have used the hybrid crawler to get that into the search results.
Exactly. So I think the key point is hybrid search, not only SharePoint content, but also there are 41 other connectors that you can bring content from other places too. So you have used that to aggregate content from other places too inside this experience.
True.
This is great.
This is great, and I would say your hybrid search experience so far looks better than ours.
The one we were showing in the demo, yeah.
Yeah. And if I scroll further down, we also have the official user guide, and this is from one of our on-premises team sites.
Awesome.
Yeah. So very good. And users also, they need to find these sites. Like I said, we have thousands of team sites.
Yeah.
And there are different ways of doing that. So I'll just show you one example. We have this, let's say an engineer wants to find a well construction team site. Every well that is drilled, they have a team site with information about the process. So, and we actually have a field that is called troll. So if I search for the well construction process for troll, and I just want site, hit enter, you'll see that we get a block of team sites, SharePoint sites on top of the result list.
I see.
This is a query rule that's triggered by the word site. And as you can see, we have one team site from our on-premises farm. We have also a preview. And here we have another site from our SharePoint Online environment.
So because of the fact the user entered the site in the query, you have optimized it so that it shows the sites first in that block itself.
Exactly.
Nice, nice.
Yeah.
Great.
So, yeah.
Anything else you want to show us? Anything more to show? It looks like you have a lot.
Yeah, you might wonder how does this fit with the new SharePoint home tile in Office 365. So if I switch over to that one, you can see that this new well construction site for troll field, it appears here. There is a news article that's rendered. And if I go to the search box, you can see that thanks to the Office graph, we have the site on top there as a frequently visited site. But if I type well construction process for troll, hit enter, you'll see that the new SharePoint home search also returns all the on-premises sites and the SharePoint Online sites in one experience, which is really helpful when we have thousands of team sites.
Team sites.
Yeah.
And do you have the same experience in the Delve too, like Delve experience graph? The people, your users use the Delve too, or?
Yeah, some users prefer Delve as the search and discovery tool.
Okay.
So I'm just going to show you how hybrid is also available in Delve.
Okay.
So that's the final demo. Just give me 1 second. This is my Delve front page. And let's say I'm looking for the knowledge article about how to install the Authenticator app. We use that for two-factor authentication to Office 365. So I can simply go to the search box on Dev and type Authenticator, hit Enter. And as you can see here, the two first results are knowledge articles from our ServiceNow system that we have also indexed via the hybrid crawler.
Exactly.
And if I scroll further down, I will also find news articles from our entry portal and PowerPoint presentations about the Authenticator app.
That's excellent.
Very nice, very nice.
Yeah.
I think one of the things we're seeing here is not that it's, Sesha had mentioned as well, is hybrid search isn't just limited to indexing your SharePoint content and bringing that into the cloud index. It can bring from a variety of different data sources, and I think StatOil is a great example of one simple workload configured for hybrid can have so much impact on an organization. And with that said, how's it been received by users at StatOil? Has it been?
You know, it's hard to make search perfect for everyone. Yeah, I'd say that the expectation level is much higher than we are able to achieve.
Yeah.
But in general, we've received lots of positive feedback from our users.
Okay.
And when we look at the usage reports behind the numbers behind the scenes, we also see an increase month by month of around 15% more queries in the new search experience than before. Yeah.
Awesome. Okay. So one last question.
Yeah.
Where do you see taking this further? Like, I think you mentioned earlier you have offices across the countries and regions, but now you have a single hybrid search platform. So how do you envision a year from now or 2 years from now taking this forward in the journey?
Yeah, that's a good question. First of all, I'd say we will add more content.
Yeah.
More hybrid content to the search index. Secondly, it's very interesting, the new multi-geo tendency that has been announced here on Ignite.
Okay.
And that's probably something we are going to look into in the future. And finally, the hybrid taxonomy might also be of interest for us.
Okay. Awesome. Well, thank you very much. It was a great demo.
That was awesome.
Real production demo, so thanks a lot, Eskil.
Thank you.
Thank you. That was great to see. It's always interesting to see what customers have been able to do with the technology we deliver, and so many times it's so much better than what we do our own selves. But with
now
that
the
said,
bar has went up for the demo, so I need to prepare very well for the next demo. But yes, go ahead, Bill.
So let's go ahead and switch gears, turn it back over to Sesha, who's going to talk about the multi-geo and hybrid together.
Oh, okay. Sure, please go ahead. Yes, we'll take one question in the interest of time, but yeah, go ahead.
Hi, my name is Ronnie. I think it's in benefit of everybody. So we are at the level where we just started to configure hybrid search to the on-prem environment. And we realized that, let's say our tenant is like 3 terabyte size, but the on-prem environment is like 40 terabytes for 40 million items. I think I heard 25 million items.
Yeah.
So where are you storing the search index? If it is the online, what I learned from Microsoft is the cost goes out of the roof because the search index is only based on your tenant size, not the on-prem index. So I'm exploring, is search index to be stored in Office 365 or on-prem?
Is it on? I think it's on.
It's on?
Yep.
Yeah. So, good question. The search index is stored in Office 365. Okay. So we only run the hybrid crawler on premises. And we have been able to reduce the hardware footprint from 30 servers on our previous search engine to just 4 hybrid crawl servers now. But it's correct, as you say, that once you cross the 20 million document threshold, you need to pay extra for
based
storage
on the search
space.
index size.
Yes.
Okay, I just want to.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for the question. Yeah. Okay, so now let's move on to the next pillar. So we covered 2 pillars. One is for empowering users with the modern experience and then harnessing the collective knowledge. Now the third pillar is how do we unlock the global rollouts? This is one of the strategic direction for hybrid journey that we are taking with multi-geo capabilities being introduced in Office 365. So what I mean by that is, just to take you back to the start of the session, I showed you this capability slide for hybrid. There are 3 layers, the apps discovery, apps, and then the data discovery. Now we believe there is a 4th layer, which is the data residency. Like where data lives is also a key aspect of this whole capabilities as well. And that's where the OneDrive and SharePoint multi-geo story comes into play. Now let me first give you what is multi-geo. It is about a single tenant, as you see in this picture, Contoso tenant, being able to have 3 different locations, extended into 3 different locations, North America, Europe, as well as Australia. Now this is in the cloud, because today in Office 365, the constraint is a tenant can live in only 1 location. The initial time when you sign up, where your tenant has been provisioned, that's the location your tenant will always live. Whereas with this capability, we have here the clear requirements from many customers that data residency is becoming a critical piece for their business. And because of that, now we actually enable the capability. A single tenant can actually expand to other geolocations as well. Now, why is it connected to the on-prem? I'm sure many of you already have on-premises satellite locations as well. In fact, that's one of the reasons why you are probably still having content in the on-premises, because there's a data regulatory controls in that particular country. However, your tenant, Office 365 tenant, is hosted in somewhere else, either in US or in Europe region itself. However, with this capability, you can now decide and you have the ability to consolidate those on-premises satellite footprints and then bring them into the cloud journey in Office 365 as well. Now, you may wonder, what are the geos that my tenant can be potentially extended to? And that's where the list that I've shown you on the bottom itself. There are about 9 different geos that you can potentially extend their tenant to. There are 3 regions, like Asia Pacific, EMEA, as well as North America. So those are regional level geos. And then we also have a specific countries. This is where we call it go local countries, where we stood up data centers in that specific country because the country had data residency need. For example, Canada actually have recently introduced that Canadian citizens' data, such as their mailboxes and OneDrives, need to be kept inside the Canadian soil. So because of that, we actually have a data center in Office 365. So if you are a Canadian headquartered company, you can actually have a location in Canadian data center. Similarly, Australia, India, Japan, United Kingdom, as well as South Korea as well. So you can potentially connect your on-premises that are there in those satellite locations, enabling to your multi-geo tenancy itself. Now, let me quickly show you in terms of this kind of a big topic. We actually have a dedicated sessions on this topic of multi-geo. In fact, there is one this afternoon at 4:30, where we are going to give you much more details on multi-geo capabilities across Office 365, both Exchange, SharePoint, as well as OneDrive as well. And then tomorrow, we have a dedicated topic specific to SharePoint Online. Me and Bill will be delivering for SharePoint Online and OneDrive for Business itself. Now, in the interest of time, I'm going to give you a sneak peek at what does that look like, a multi-geo tenancy connected with the hybrid itself. So let me actually switch gears here. Okay, so the first thing I wanted to show you is the ability to see what are all the locations that your tenant actually has extended to. What you are seeing here is our new admin experience in SharePoint Online. Many of you seen it in the Jeff Teeper's keynote like yesterday, right? So this provides you, there's a geolocations tab, where you will be able to see what are all the geolocations your tenant has been expanded to. So in this tenant case, I have North America, which is my default location. And if I hover over EMEA, it will show me all the locations that it covers for the EMEA location, as well as I have a location in Australia, which is the go local country. So in addition to North America, now I have 2 additional satellites attached for this particular tenant itself. Now, if you wanted to know the details on exactly where the data centers are located, because your lawyers or compliance officers want to know about it, you can click on this link, Office 365 Data Centers. That will take you to our data centers regional page, where you can select, let's say in your case, EMEA is the location that your tenant is in. I can actually see Netherlands and Ireland is where the data centers are for that particular workload itself, in this case, SharePoint Online. So it gives you the nice view of where is your tenant extended to, in addition to the granularity of which data centers actually the data is potentially hosted for you in that case itself. Now, the other thing I want to quickly show is, of course, in this case, it's a OneDrive multi-geo capability. That means the central location, which is in this case North America, has both SharePoint capabilities as well as OneDrive capabilities, whereas EMEA and Australia has just OneDrive capabilities itself. Now, the reason I mentioned that is, if I noticed very early on in the demo, I mentioned Sesha is the US user, and he's actually sharing with Melissa and Bob, right? Did you guys notice that? Melissa is actually an European user. So let me now switch gears. What happens to their OneDrives? Because I have configured hybrid OneDrive for those users. Both Sesha and Melissa are part of the hybrid audience, so they get the full hybrid experience. Now, the tenant that is attached to is a multi-geo tenant that has North America, EMEA, and Australia. So let's see what their experience looks like in the OneDrive experience, hybrid OneDrive experience itself. So I'm going to now switch to this screen right here. Now here, what you are seeing is on the right-hand side is the Melissa per user, as you can see on the top, Melissa Jones. On the left is Sesha Mani, the US user. And I have configured hybrid audience. That's why both of them are actually seeing the app launcher show up in their experience. On the Melissa side, I'm going to go ahead and click on OneDrive. And it might ask me for authentication, but let's see. Here we go. So it actually authenticated single sign-on into my location. Now, what I want you to watch for is the URL itself. So right here, I got redirected to Contoso Energy EUR-my.sharepoint.com. In my organization, as we introduce satellites, we add the geolocation acronym as a suffix to our company name so that even an end user knows where the location, where the data is located. So in this case, Contoso Energy EUR means that particular OneDrive is actually hosted in a European data center. The other thing I would call out, if you just noticed, it just went like this. It's actually hosted in Europe. I'm accessing from US. It just went, that's like this, because of our performance improvements we have done in the behind the scene as well. So it adds the benefit of getting to the system as well as helps you meet the data residency. The performance solutions, there is another talk tomorrow. Zach and Shyam is going to talk about what are all the performance improvement we have made on that regard. Now let's see what happens for Sesha, who is a US user. So on the left-hand side, I have a Sesha user who's a US user, and I'm going to go ahead and click on the same thing, OneDrive experience. And here, let me expand it a little bit. There we go. And if you look at the URL here, it says contosoenergy-my.sharepoint.com. That means it's a default central location hosted in the US, and that's where Sesha's OneDrive is actually hosted. So both of the users started from their on-prem. Both of them started from the same team site. But based on the fact Melissa is a European user, Sesha is a US user, their OneDrive is actually hosted in the corresponding geo itself. I'm sure you compliance guys will love this. So you got to go and tell them that it is coming. Because this is one of the key features. Many of our customers have told us that data residency is one of the key reasons why you want to keep your data in on-prem or perhaps in other silos as well. Let me show you one more thing. I think we have some more time. So let me show you one more thing before I wrap up. So here I'm logged in as Sesha. My OneDrive is right here. And I'm going to go to the SharePoint home experience. It's not as pretty as Eskil's demo, but it works. So I'll start with that. So here I'm in SharePoint home, and this is where I will see all my sites, including my on-prem sites as well as my cloud site. The way you can see that is here I have a look at the Windows Energy accessories. You guys remember? That's the site I created in my first demo, right? It showed up in my list right here, which is hosted in Office 365. At the same time, I have a Contoso team site. If you look at the URL at the bottom, it is cloudapp.net URL. That means it's an on-prem URL. So it doesn't matter where the site lives, as long as the user has association with that user, with that site, either as the owner, as the permission, it will show up in your follow list. This is how users will get a single cohesive experience across the board. Now, one other point. It actually does not matter where the site lives in a multi-geo tenant as well, meaning whether the site is hosted in a North America geo or European geo or Australia geo. As long as the user has a permission to those particular sites and he has opted in to follow the site, it will show up in the list. Make sense? It actually deserves a round of applause, I think. Yeah? All right. I'm going to finish up with the best part, which is, again, goes back to search. It all comes down to now you have data in hybrid, data across the geo, how the user is going to actually discover the content. Let's see what happens. So I'm going to go ahead and type in energy. And as soon as I type it in, a bunch of suggested sites show up for me, as well as the files showed up for me as well. But in the interest of time, let me go ahead and press enter, and you will see that the results will pop up. The first results, I'm going to go through each one, a few results. The first one is actually comes from the EUR location, because you can see in the URL itself, it says EUR. It's a team sites that is in EUR. I got the results from that particular site. And then if I scroll down, there's actually a news article from Solar Energy Symposium. In this case, Solar Energy is a US-based project. It's actually hosted in US. And it's a news article that comes from that US site itself. And that showed up in my search results. Okay? Now, the last one, if I scroll down even further, there is an energy folder. This is actually a file share folder in my on-prem that I have crawled and put it into my index in the cloud. So it's able to get across my geolocations in the cloud, as well as any other connectors that I had from on-premises, including my file folders, SharePoint on-premises, or any other systems that Eskil might have talking about. All of them are now pushed in. From an end-user perspective, he gets a single relevance results across the board. So that's the experience from an end-user perspective that we wanted to offer, at the same time, keeping the data where it's supposed to be. In this particular case, the search index in the multi-geo tenant actually is living in each geo. So North America has its own index, Europe has its own index, and Australia has its own index, because that's per the data residency. We need to keep them there. So we build the tag so that it will bring the relevance results across those indexes and give a single experience to the end user. You guys like it? I know it's a mouthful, because I have like I said, no deeper session, and I'll encourage you to come and check it out there. So let me actually just wrap up. Yeah. Yep. We have talked a lot about 3 main pillars, and now it might be overwhelming. How do I get started? Where do I start? Now that's where Fast Track really will help you. You can go to the fasttrack.microsoft.com, and there are engineers. Their main role is to help you onboard to Office 365. And they will be able to answer your questions, even help you onboard to hybrid or including migration as well. So they will be able to help you on that regard. So I strongly encourage you to check that out. One other piece is obviously the roadmap. Where are we taking this hybrid further in our roadmap? I'm sure cameras will pop up now to take the picture. So I'll stay there for a minute. Available now, there are several scenarios like hybrid app launcher that we showed you, hybrid OneDrive that we showed you, hybrid sites, extranet sites that we showed you in terms of the self-service site creation. Also, hybrid auditing is in preview in 2016. Hybrid search and taxonomy is also available for you right now. And you actually saw the great demo from Eskil going into the further details there. So all those capabilities are available for you and easy to configure using our hybrid configuration wizard that I showed you as well. Okay? You can get started with those in your 2013 environment as well. You don't have to actually upgrade to 2016 to get these benefits. You can start even in your 2013 right now. What's coming up end of the calendar year? The modern sites experience that I showed you in the first demo, where it actually allows you to create group sites or communication sites from the on-premises. So that will be available for 2013 by end of this calendar year. We are also looking at defaulting OneDrives into the cloud. That means even from on-premises, if you go to just whack my, like HTTP my, it will actually redirect the users to the cloud, so they get the OneDrives in the cloud itself. So you can choose to not have any OneDrives in on-prem at all. So that's where the other feature is. And the last one is, I think Bill showed in his hybrid search, the hybrid picker configuration wizard will have hybrid search as well as another scenario. Because hybrid search is a fairly complex scenario, as people who have implemented know very well. I think Eskil is nodding his head. So we actually wanted to make that experience also easier. So we are bringing that inside the configuration wizard so that it will be a few clicks for you to run them through. Okay? Then the next year, H1 calendar 18 and beyond, the multi-geo tenancy that I showed you, connecting that to the hybrid, so that will come reality. OneDrive multi-geo is actually available in preview, so check out our booth, and folks will be happy to help you how to get connected there, or contact your account team for participating in the preview. Also, the default extranet sites, getting them to the cloud. Similar to the self-service sites, the extranet sites creation also into the cloud. The last one is getting to the hybrid auditing GA itself. So that's our roadmap. as you can see, we have pretty long work ahead of us. We have done a lot of work as well, and we are more excited, actually, to get you and meet you next time with more stuff, too. Now, let me conclude with the recap where I started. So, as Bill pointed out, hybrid is about providing the connective tissue between your on-premises and in the cloud. While you are planning your migration projects and so on, which might take many months, you can take advantage of the Office 365 features right now, just by connecting through these hybrid experiences. It takes only a few minutes to get them configured for basic scenarios like hybrid OneDrive, hybrid self-service circulation that I talked about. Also, extending these modern cloud-born applications and experiences to your hybrid users is a great vehicle to start with the hybrid experience itself. Using the hybrid self-service site creation, you can get started with that itself and take advantage of those experiences. Then harness the knowledge through the search and the taxonomy experiences that we showed you. That's a great benefit there. Like Stud Oil, we will allow every customer to take advantage of those experiences and get the productivity going. But last but not least, unlocking your global rollouts and take advantage of the Office 365 multi-geo tenancy connecting with your hybrid itself. Okay?
Some closing thoughts with that said is, as Sesha mentioned, Fast Track as being an opportunity. Another opportunity is the other opportunity we announced is our migration tool from Microsoft. So the reason I bring that up is because it is that point in the conversation where I am going to leave Sesha here for Q&A because my next session is on the other side of the conference center in 20 minutes. So I will leave Sesha here for Q&A, but didn't want you to think I was just running away from you.
Thanks, Bill. Yes, definitely. Migration tool is the tool that we have announced. And the next session that Bill is going to talk about more details on that regard. And here are the list of sessions related to the SharePoint hybrid. If you guys want to take a picture on it, then please go ahead and take the picture. I'll leave this slide on, and that's pretty much it. So I hope we've given you a pretty comprehensive view on all the things about hybrid available today, as well as what is coming down the road, such as connecting your multi-geo tenancy to the hybrid as well. So I would encourage, if you have any questions, feel free to come to the microphone. Feel free to come to the microphone, and please ask the questions. Yes, go ahead.
Hi. Go ahead. Okay. Okay, we'll go ahead.
Let's start with here. Exactly, yeah.
We started working on the hybrid configuration between the on-prem SharePoint 2013 and the cloud, the Office 365.
Okay.
Now, we work with the Fast Track. However, the problem is we can see the content to the search. We can see from the SharePoint Online to see the on-prem content. But when we try to do from on-prem to see the SharePoint Online content, we run into issue like 401, error 401.
401, okay.
And Fast Track, they try to help us, but so far the issue is still not resolved yet.
I see. So, I mean, I don't know the specific root cause of what the issue is, so it's a very open-ended question. So I encourage you, reach out to me offline or Bill, it's sesha@microsoft.com. So forward me the specific use case. I need to understand what the issue is, then I can help you with the specific aspect. In generally speaking, as long as from the on-premises you are making the query request to the SPO to get the results back, then as long as the authentication is also potentially in place, I'm hoping that's all should be in the right place, then you should be able to get the results back. So again, details, the devil's in the details, right? So we really need to get into what exactly is the investigations we have done so far, and then we'll be able to help you there.
Can I have your business?
Yeah.
I have one question regarding towards the right.
Yes. So I was going to voice the voice. Go ahead.
This is regarding the external sites and the hybrid model that you have. So
External
if we have
sites,
on-prem 2013, and if you're going for the hybrid model with Office 365, and we're creating external sites, so can we create external site in 2016 on, online, or how does that work? Or it has to be
so the way when we say hybrid external sites is the one I showed you where self-service site creation is happening, it's actually happening in the cloud. Similarly, you can set up your external sites creation experience such that user can come to the same experience to create external site, but the actual site itself created in SharePoint Online. And then in SharePoint Online, we have actually additional controls specific for external sharing. So let me give you an example. you can create a site that is meant for Fabricam.com partner or for Contoso.com partner. So you will be able to even specify that granular level. So that's the advantage. You can take advantage of those experiences in the cloud.
Right. So once you create the external site online, so will it be in 2016 or I mean, like, can it be in 2016 and the on-prem is in 2013?
That's okay. Yes, that's okay.
Okay.
Yeah, that's totally fine. Yeah.
Hi.
Yes.
Do you have stream availability in hybrid?
Stream available in hybrid. So that's a great question. So the video that I showed you, the video tile that I showed you in the app launcher, so the way you accomplish that is enable hybrid app launcher, and then the video tile will show up. When the user clicks on the video, it will actually take them to the stream experience in the cloud. That's how you'll get the hybrid stream experience.
But how about the web parts availability in on-premise?
You can create a web part that is pointing to a embed video URL that is hosted in the stream itself. It's like you are adding an embed for your Office 365 video or YouTube video. Similar to that, you can create them and put them in your web part. So stream video has a concept called embed, so you can just use that to attach them.
Okay. And my second question is, you talked about redirection to Dell from on-premise.
Yes.
How about vice versa? Let's say I want to redirect from online to my sites in on-premise. The reason why I'm asking is we have a lot of customizations in my sites.
Okay. I see. But in that case, it's, well, first of all, that is not possible today, but you have to do some customizations in order to achieve that kind of scenario. And I'm not sure whether Dell actually allows such a redirects to the other sources other than this. Normally, the way approach we recommend is if you have some custom properties that has to be exposed in the profile, like you talked about, there is some customizations you have done, potentially those experiences via Dell customization, you can populate them in the cloud so that everybody is in one place. You can start customizing as you need in the future.
Okay. Yeah. How about hub sites availability in hybrid?
What do you mean by sites availability?
Hub sites?
Hub sites.
Hub sites. Yeah.
Hub sites, so like the one I showed you, the hybrid connection to the sites, so you will be able to take advantage of in a similar fashion while you have the hub sites in the cloud. You have a couple of SPO sites that you created, so you will be able to associate those sites to the hub site. What you cannot do is I have an on-prem site, right? And I want to attach it to this hub site over there in Office 365. That's not available just yet.
Okay. And sorry, I have a couple of last
Let's
questions.
take a last question because there are people waiting. Yeah. Okay.
So I have seen that in hybrid picker tool, you have search availability by end of this year.
Yes.
If I could recall that correctly.
That's right. That's correct.
I mean, we are still in the POC phases to go with hybrid cloud SSA.
Okay.
What would be your recommendation if we want to do this in 2018 January? Do you suggest us to go with the hybrid tool, or do you suggest us to go with the PowerShell scripts?
Yeah, it doesn't actually matter which one you are using, whether PowerShell script or the hybrid picker wizard. Since you have already started, I would say you can go ahead and finish off your POC, because this experience is the customers who have not yet started with hybrid search, right? We want them to start using a simple way of configuring. But the configuration itself is the same thing. So there is no difference between these two approaches. Okay?
How about reverse proxy and all?
When you configure Cloud SSA, there is no need for reverse proxy. So let's talk offline if you need a little bit more data, yeah?
Thank you.
Okay, no problem. Thank you. Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, while the app launcher and being able to create custom tiles is nice on-prem, having the two completely different on-prem and online, they don't show the same tiles. Is there any discussion about working those together to make them more consistent?
Yeah, so the tiles in the hybrid app launcher that I showed you are in a way constrained to the Yammer, Dell video, and then any custom tiles that you are exposing in that regard, right? It is not exactly the replica of what you see in Office 365. And there is a reason for it, because we don't know like what kind of capabilities that you have given the user in the cloud. So we don't want to just show something in there, the user clicks on it, it doesn't go anywhere. It just blocks them going somewhere.
Even if you're in a hybrid configuration where you're syncing your Active Directory to online, still not able to determine that?
Sorry, what was the question?
Well, we're actively syncing our Active Directory accounts from on-prem to online.
Yes.
So you should know the identity of the user.
But it's not about identity though, it's about licenses, right? Office 365 licenses is what triggers what in Office 365 app launcher the user sees. So if the user has just OneDrive for Business license in Office 365, the user will see just OneDrive in the cloud. So there's a whole commerce license logic behind the scene in Office 365 that determines what is shown in that tile. Now, having said that, if you want to expose, let's say you have certain tiles that you want to, no matter where they are, and you know it will take them to the right place, you can just create the custom tile and then expose it there. So that's how they will get them in their experience. Yeah. In Office 365, you can choose to say, don't show, let's say, Sway, for example, because you are showing it as a custom tile. So you can filter them out. So that's how you accomplish the consistency if you want to see them there. Does that make sense?
Yeah, a lot of manual labor to get there.
Yes, I mean, I understand your feedback, but I hope I explained to you why that is the case today in the hybrid case. Yeah?
All right, thank you.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Is there additional?
Let me go one by one. Yeah? Go ahead.
Okay. So it's not a question. I need a suggestion from you guys, sure. Right? So we are in the process of making a decision whether to go with the hybrid or to a cloud, okay. Right? So the situation that we are in is the current environment is SharePoint 2010. So they have like a lot of customization. So it's all built with the custom web parts. You know, there are some event handlers and stuff like that that are built in 2010.
Okay.
So the idea is to go towards the cloud, but we cannot do a lift and shift in a day one.
Yes. Yeah,
so we wanted to go with the hybrid approach. Yep. But if that is the case, then we were challenged with some questions here. Those questions are obviously you need to have two environments. One is the SharePoint 2016. The other one is the cloud, right? So at any time when we push the package, so this package is going to go to SharePoint 2016, but then there are SharePoint Online also. So how are we going to synchronize and keep up these two environments, because there is a overhead of administration, right? Yeah. Number one. And number two is we have been challenged with the other question, that is how are you going to justify the subscriptions? So every time I have this 2016, I need to have a cal for that particular number of users. So whether it is 100 users or 200 users. Yeah. So basically we have been presented with these two challenges. Number one is, the administration overhead of your entire infrastructure or entire environment. Yeah, and number two is the licensing.
Yeah. So let me answer the first one. So yes, that is correct. The administration of those environments need to be done because you actually have two environments now. However, depending on what workload you have where, right? If you choose to say, let's say OneDrive for Business going to be in the cloud, there's nothing in 2016. If you choose to say external sites are all in the cloud, nothing in the on-prem. So you need to decide which workloads you want to completely keep them in on-prem. I wouldn't recommend let's have some users OneDrive in the cloud, some users OneDrive in the on-prem. Like that becomes more complicated. So you need to be very clear on which workload you are okay to have them all in the cloud. You can have theme sites, some theme sites for business continuity or sensitivity in the on-premises, but be very clear on the workload level, which one you want to keep them in the cloud. So that's how you kind of reduce the admin overhead. But still, there will be admin overhead there. Yeah. It will be helping you to reduce it. The second question for licensing, I would ask you to talk about with some accounting team on that regard. I don't know I'm not a licensing expert in that regard, what they do for the on-premises licensing, so I would encourage you to talk to the support or accounting on that regard.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Let me take my question was around licensing also. I was wondering if there is any additional cost involved in implementing multi-geo, and if there is, does it vary on the work stream that is implemented?
So specific for multi-geo, like I said, there's a session at 4:30. We will actually go a little bit deeper there. The short answer is we're still working on the commercial aspects of what is the story going to be for multi-geo cost itself. But we wanted to first, I would say, encourage you to look into it as a preview, because in preview there is no cost for it. So you can actually try it out in preview itself. So talk to your account team and get engaged on that regard itself. Okay?
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Yeah. I'll take this one, yeah.
I have a question with regards to self-service site creation and multi-geo.
Yeah.
What defines where the user's site is created? In which location?
Great question, yes. So, I mean, I encourage you to come to the next session because I'm going to go deeper in that session on how do you decide or how do you actually tag a user for a specific geo. Because there is a concept of each user will be able to say, Sesha is a US user and Melissa is a European user. You saw in my demo, right? That tag is actually held in the Azure Active Directory. So you will be able to tag each user for a given geo. Once you tag the user, then his mailbox, OneDrives, will automatically be provisioned in that particular geo only. If that person show up to SharePoint Home, let's say Melissa show up, it will be in European location, SharePoint Home. That's what she will see. So when she clicks create a site, it will automatically get created in the European location. Now, if you have a situation, no, I want to give Melissa more privilege. I want her to go and create a site over there in the North America. You need to build some custom provisioning experience around it and then give her permission to create sites in North America. But the tagline is the geo tag is the main thing.
It's based on where the user's located and where the
No, it's actually a new property we have introduced called the preferred data location. So you need to set that property on the user object.
On the user, yeah.
Exactly,
Okay.
exactly.
Okay.
Okay? Yes.
Yes, we're in the process of migrating a SharePoint 2013 on-prem to SharePoint Online.
Okay.
And the challenge we're running into is we work quite a bit with affiliates and external partners. Yep. Currently, we have two-way trust for AD, and we do the SharePoint user profile insert.
Yep.
But the challenge is, as you move up, we were going to look at using Azure B2B to authenticate. But they've been granted access to content based on their AD on-prem credentials.
Oh,
so in the process of going up, it's going to be bifurcated where they would have an identity there and identity there. How do you get that together?
Yeah. So this is a very deep topic. Okay, let me tell you that to start with, because it actually requires a whiteboard to walk you through on what the options are for you and so on. So I would suggest I will be at the booth tomorrow afternoon. If you don't mind, I'll actually sit down with you and whiteboard it on exactly what it is. The short answer is there are ways, depending on how you have the forest trust configured in the on-premises, if you are keeping their users managed somehow in your environment, then we will have a way to push those users into the Azure AD through the AD Connect tool and mark them as the external user. There is an approach like that. But before I say that's a recommendation, I want to first understand what you have today. Right. Because you may have just a forest trust in the sense you don't have a user in your AD over there. They're actually over there. So it's getting complicated. So let's actually get into the booth and then give you more information.
Which booth and what time?
SharePoint. It's a SharePoint
in the expo?
SharePoint Server booth. It's and then you can ask me for Sesha. I'll be there tomorrow afternoon. Yeah.
All afternoon?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
Thank you. Yeah.
Right.
Go ahead.
So one question. So actually two questions. Can I make like two production environments on-prem hybrid?
Two production environments on-prem hybrid. Do you mean like you have two on-premises farms and you want to make them hybrid to a same tenant?
One
yes,
tenant.
you can do that.
Okay.
In fact, the picture that I showed you, I have a North America farm, I have a European farm.
Right.
I hybridify them to a single tenant in Office 365.
Labels, the functionality which is getting introduced in Office 365 for data classification. Once I make it hybrid, can I utilize that in on-premise?
No, those are only in the Office 365, those labels that we're getting this. Only in the Office 365 across all the workloads, they are available there. But they are not available in the on-premises.
Right. Content types which are published in the Content Type Hub, can I utilize that in on-prem?
Yes, that's where the hybrid content type comes into play. Remember Bill talked about hybrid taxonomy and hybrid content type? Right. What you can do is in your default location, in your Office 365, you can manage the content types and taxonomy. So that's the only location where you are managing them.
Okay.
Then you are on-prem, you configure hybrid taxonomy and hybrid content types. So we will replicate to those locations. And you can do it multiple forms. If you have two forms, just configure hybrid taxonomy for both the forms. Both of them will get from the master source the content type and the taxonomy. Okay? Does it make? I think they switched off the audio there. So what are we taking offline? Yeah? I need to go. Yeah, come here.